Hey,
Hey,
so tell us a bit about yourself.
okay, so my name is Khosyi. I'm 21 years old right now, and I'm just like a normal student, a university student. I study engineering. I don't know what to tell about myself more.
What did you do today when you woke up?
When I woke up, actually, today I woke up quite late, and then I promised my friend yesterday to go to the university together because we wanted to ask for our grades, the transcript. So yeah, the first thing that I did was just I showered, then I just rushed to the university because I was running late.
And so, how's it been studying electrical engineering? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed so much. I think uh, the electrical engineering is actually the major that I really wanted to take. You know, first time during the high school, I already know that I'm gonna take that one. It's because like I like engineering in general, anything that has something to do with physics. But then I think electrical or electronic engineering is probably the best because you can somehow do many things with that degree compared to other kind of engineering degrees such as mechanical or other stuff. So yeah, I think I chose the right thing, and that's why I quite enjoy it right now. I learned a lot of new things and then a lot of practical things as well, like programming and then building robots, and then yeah, a lot of things. I like it.
How do you feel now that you're coming to the end of your course, end of your university experience?
Now, the end of the university experience is always a sad thing for me because I really enjoy the university, of course, because it's a it's that phase in life when you're free somehow. You're I don't know how to say it, like you're free from the responsibility, but of course you always have a responsibility, but like it's compared to school, for example, like you need to wake up every day in the morning, go to school, and then do the same thing. But for university, it's up to you whether you want to attend the lectures or not, for example. So it's like more free, but then you're given a goal, and then it's up to you to achieve that goal. And I really enjoy that kind of approach. So yeah, and then like during the university time as well, you can do a lot of things. You can enjoy like travel, especially like here in Manchester in the UK, for example. I can travel to many places, and then you have like a lot of good friends as well, friends that you meet from the course, from societies, from the place where you live. And it's just like, I think it's like very lively. Yeah, so thinking back to the university time, I feel like there's a lot of things that I should have done because now I'm nearly graduating right now. So yeah, a bit sad, but yeah, that's life, I guess.
So, what were you like as a child, as a baby,
As a child, as a baby,
as a kid?
as a kid. That's interesting. Okay, so in my family, I have like three siblings. I was probably the quietest one, and somehow the most problematic one. And problematic in a way that I always cry. I always, I literally like cry everywhere, and then I was always like afraid of things. For example, I was afraid of water. Some kids likes to play in the swimming pool. Like I really cannot touch the water, so I like very afraid. And then, for example, like the first day of kindergarten, I think, when my parents brought me to school, they have to leave me because like the school's gonna start. But then I just cried. I want my parents to be inside the classroom with me. Well, it's not, of course it's not allowed because it's just for the kids. But then yeah, basically that always happens. I always cry whenever my parents like left me in school. And this actually happened until I was in my 4th grade. So that is 12 years old, I think. 12 years old, I was like still like that. I cried because like on my 3rd grade, I entered my new school, so I have no friends there. And I was so afraid. I cried whenever my parents left me at school alone. I just cried, and then after school, I always wait outside, and then I just cried because my parents was not there. My parents are coming to pick me up, but they're not there, so I just cried. So yeah, I cried a lot, and then oh yeah, I remember. I think during my 1st grade, I cried until the point where I went like rampage in the class. Basically, I want my parents to be here, but they're not there, and then I just like scream, and I like throw everything inside the classroom, and then the teacher has to like stop me. It's like that bad. It's really bad. And then as a kid, during my 1st grade as well, in classroom, I don't really have any friends. I have like 2 friends, I think, and I think they are friends with me because they somehow feel that like this guy need a friend, so that's why they're friends with me, like 2 friends. And I was always that one kid who never smile in class, who never smile, who never talk, who never laugh or something. I just stay there, listen, and then just stay silent. But then one day, like this has been running, me keeping staying quiet. This has been like running for like a month, I think, until one day I laughed when the teacher made a joke. I laughed, and then the teacher saw me, and then he was like, "Oh, Khosyi laughed at the first time." So basically, he was like writing that on my agenda and show it to my parents. Like this day, Khosyi made a great achievement. He laughed, and he smiled and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm that kind of kid.
Would you say you still kind of like that now as an adult?
As an adult, I think the more you grow older, like you kind of realize that you have to stick with it. Like for example, me getting left alone at school. You thought like your parents can be with you when you're in school, but then when you grow older, you know that you cannot do it. So I somehow learned how to cope with that, and just adapt. I think it's hard to explain, but I just somehow made it through till now. So yeah, and it's hard to explain, but I kind of made it through. Like I can say that I'm normal now.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, that's a good question. So I have a goal. So basically, I'm graduating right now, and then I currently already got my job as an electronic engineer. So I'm gonna work as an electronic engineer, and then probably gonna do my master after 3 years of experience, or 4 years, I don't know. And then after I do my master, I'm gonna work in a different company, and then another different company. So I'm gonna be making myself more employable, basically, like changing companies and stuff like that to get more experience. After I got all the experience, I want to be working for myself as an engineer, but working for myself because if you already have the experience, then you somehow can work for yourself, and like a contractor, basically, like an engineer that works for yourself. And then I want to go back home to my own country, and then probably start a business there, do something with my specialty, which is engineering, make an impact to my country, because I already paid like a lot of money to actually, not me, my parents paid for me. So yeah, I feel like I'm obliged to do something good with that money that has been spent. Yeah, I just want to make an impact to the society with engineering, I guess. And if I don't make the impact, I think it's just a shame that I already studied abroad and I didn't make any impact. It's just useless, yeah. impact that I have in mind. Okay, so of course, like in terms of engineering, there's like a lot of things to be improved, about the engineering itself. Like for example, in the industry or something, that's where I want to specialize in, like making improvement in the industry by using control systems and everything. So that's one of the impact as well. And basically, like as you working as for example, like working as a contractor, an engineering contractor. So when a company wants you to be working with them, to work on their project or something, basically you work for them just to finish their project, and then that's already making an impact. Like those company can do their own business, as long as you choose the right company that you want to work with. For example, if you work with a company that, I don't know, sell a weapon, for example, I don't really want to work in that in that kind of area, because that there's more bad compared to the good things in it. So yeah, so making an impact is something that's like really broad. Even for example, like people who work 9 to 5 job, they are actually making an impact, but it's not significant. Like if you're not there, there's basically like a part of the job that is not finished. So yeah, that's also making an impact. And then basically, I don't know, I don't really have the like the definite plan that I want to go right now, but what I'm gonna do is probably making the industry better with engineering. I don't know how, I haven't really made the actual plan. And then beside that, I also want to educate people, not in a teaching way, but at least I have I believe that some people usually think that they can make, some people dream. They say, I want to be like this, I want to be like that, I want to make an impact to people. But then they always forget that actually you cannot really do it by yourself. You think that you can somehow do all the things, all the big things by yourself, but actually you need people to do it, So, for example, if I want to, somehow make an impact on the education in my country, so I need the people. But if people will trust you if you already have, like an influence. So yeah, I think my path to get the influence is first from engineering, and then making a good impact, I don't know, to the industry or something, and then maybe I will get the influence from there, and then if I already, for example, get the money or something, I will make like a project for the environment or something, and then yeah, people will somehow know me as like a person who wants to do good, and from there I can already have my influence. Then I can work on other projects, for example, and yeah, you just need to find the right people to work with, people who share the common goal with you, and yeah, so yeah.
How would your friends describe you, or people describe you now?
Mm.
I think.
It's hard because actually I don't really show like my full self on to all people. Sometimes I show myself as a person who likes to joke around, like a class joker. When I was like in high school, I joke around. I always joke with this one best friend. So people in my class always only know me as a person who likes to joke around, who never take things seriously. But people who actually know me like my best friend or something, they will say that I'm a thinker person. I like to think a lot, and I'm a serious person, I guess. And people will say that like sometimes I'm too serious, and then they say, come on man, you can enjoy life for a bit, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard. Yeah, basically I think a lot, and then I don't know.
What is your definition of, enjoying life? What do you do for
Enjoying
fun?
life. Okay, this is hard.
What are your interests? What do you do in your free time?
I can do anything as long as that thing doesn't add more pressure to me. I think that's doing something fun. Yeah.
So, what does happiness mean to you?
Happiness. Oh, happiness means, for me, I think that people have their own opinion on happiness. Some people some people usually think that happiness is actually like acquiring something for themselves, therefore they're happy. Some people think the other way. If they can do something for other people, they will be happy. From it. Yeah. I don't know which person I'm in. I think I'm both. I'm trying to be the second one. Like the happy from sharing happiness to other people. It's hard. Okay, I will probably say making an impact to your surrounding. That's probably like achieving. You get the sense of satisfaction, and also you'll feel happy that you're useful, basically. Like your existence is useful. You're contributing to your environment and things like that. So that should make you happy, I think. Yeah.
Do you have favorite things? What's your favorite things in the world?
Favorite thing? I don't have any favorite things. So I think like it's quite important. And then now, as I grew up, I think it's the other way around. Like it's a responsibility for us. Like we are now responsible for our family, for our parents, and then for your siblings. And it's just like a friend that you already acquired, like a friend that you already acquired since birth. So you don't need to find other friends. Like these are the actual friends that you have. Not the actual, these are the original friends that you have. So you gotta keep it in a way. Yeah.
What does friendship mean to you?
Friendship means to me. Depend. It's hard when people ask me about friendship and stuff like that, because I'm not really good at maintaining friendship and everything. Like out of all the friends, I felt like there are few that I actually consider as a friend. So what I think is that the true friends are the one who probably have the same goal as you. No. Some people might say that true friends are the friend that's always there for you and stuff like that. I think that's just bullshit, because like everyone have their own things to do and stuff like that, and friends cannot always be there for you. And basically, in the end, you're always responsible of yourself, And then you cannot blame your friends when something bad happened to you, and they cannot do the same as that to you. So, friend is there. It's not actually like someone that you have to put all of yourself into, like it's someone that is there by your side, and like I don't know, like go through life with you. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, really hard question. I'm sorry.
So, what does love mean to you?
Love. Oh, that's deep. Okay. Love, love. Okay, for example, like like teenagers around my age, for example, 21, they probably already have like a lot of experience, like dating girls or dating guys and stuff like that. So I think they kind of have their own definition of love. And I think, okay, like when I was a kid, not a kid, when I was in high school or something, when most of the people are in high school, they usually date a girl or something in their school and stuff like that. And things like, selfish things happen and you don't realize it. You think that is love, but actually it's not. For example, like you're dating someone in the high school, and then somehow you feel jealous. You feel jealous because your partner is close to to other guy, for example, and then you want to somehow take a revenge in a good way, like you want to be like not a revenge, but how to say it, you somehow show more affection to other girls just to show it to your partner, so that you better not do it again, like, or else I'll do this, stuff like that. And then that kind of thing. And then you're always angry, for example, if not angry, you always feel sad if that your partner is not around you, like your partner is not listening to you, or your partner doesn't care about you anymore. But I think what makes you think like this, what makes you behave like this, is because you're actually selfish. For example, like the jealousy case that I mentioned before, you actually think about yourself. You actually want that person to be with you. That's why you don't want that person to be with someone else. That's why you do like the revenge thing, by being closer to other girls, for example. And then, for example, so it's like selfish basically. And then you always want for yourself, you always want that person to be around you, because like behind that you're actually thinking about yourself. You always want the good things that comes from him to come to you, by his her companion or something, like her being beside you and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard. So what I'm trying to say here is that the actual love is actually being selfless. It's not being selfish. It's actually thinking about what makes that other person happy. I don't know. It's hard. I swear I explained this to other person better than this. But what I'm trying to say is that the actual love, when you get older, when you get more mature, for example, if you compare, like a partner, teenager, and a partner who has already been married for like, I don't know, 30 years or something, you can actually see the difference. For the part that they're teenagers, they want their partner to be beautiful. They want their partner to be like popular and stuff like that. You want your partner to be beautiful and you want your partner to be popular. It's because you want to save your face. You get what I mean? So it's like selfish. You actually think about yourself. You don't actually think about your partner. But yeah, so I think it's like really different when you compare those kind of like teenager partners and person who actually marry. They actually ready to sacrifice themselves for the person who who they love. And okay, I have a good one. So basically, for like the childish love is that you acquire happiness from that person from your partner doing something to you. But for the mature one, the mature love is that you acquire happiness by making that someone happy. Do you get what I mean? So basically, uh, like the teenager partner who, for example, a guy whose girl is like really pretty, really famous and stuff like that. Basically, he's enjoying his prettiness and her prettiness, and then her, her popularity. So basically, it's like her making him happy, and then he's happy, But for a mature love, it's the other way around. So basically, you're doing something to that person to make them happy, and then by them being happy, you're now happy. So, for example, it's hard. I cannot give an example. For example, you make them some food, and then they're happy, because like they have tasted the food, which is like good. So you made your partner food, for example, and then your partner is happy, therefore you're happy. So that's the mature love, and that's how people should love, like thinking about the other people happiness, and you acquire your happiness from them being happy. Yeah, I don't know.
So, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you like to change?
There's a lot of things to be changed in the world.
Say more than one.
There's a lot of things. Probably, I would say, people should care about their existence more. Find about their purpose. Like why are they here, and yeah, that thing. I think when you actually care about your own self, your own existence, you can actually be a better person. Yeah, and I think everyone should think about it, because why not? Why don't you think about your own existence? And
How would you describe someone who does care about their existence in the way that you were talking about?
okay, for example, if someone really cares about their existence, this is what I have been, I've been seeing from people, from people who actually care about their own existence. They know that they have a purpose here, and they basically want to see their surrounding to be better. Just for example, you yourself as a human, it's getting really deep right now. So, like you should ask about, why I am here, and what is what's the meaning of being a human, and stuff like that. So basically, you will reach into a point where you say to yourself that being a human is okay. Basically, the big picture is that everything in this life, anything that you can mention, you can always find a purpose for that thing. Just like, oh yeah, I have a homework for you, for example. Just find me one thing, anything, whether it's like, man-made or naturally there, naturally existing. Find me anything that doesn't have any purpose. You gotta find, you can try finding it, but I'm pretty sure you cannot find it. Anything has a purpose. This grass, for example, it has a purpose, like photosynthesis, so that we can get our oxygen, and then it's also the food for sheep, for cow, stuff like they wear with this shirt. This is for, like us using it to protect us from the sun, from anything else. Anything tell me one thing. I don't know, maybe there's one thing that I don't know that actually doesn't have any purpose, but as far as I know, there's no thing that doesn't have a purpose. And then you start thinking about everything as well, like each of the thing with the grass, and then animals, rocks, and stuff like that. When you actually see it, rock, for example, its purpose is, people can use it so that they can make buildings and stuff like that. Other things, plants, it's the food for animals. Also, like, it creates oxygen for us. You basically go deeper. You think the purpose of animal, it's a part of the ecosystem, part of the food chain. It's there for the food, and then some animals actually gives like a home for other. For example, us, for example, we are also a home for bacteria inside the body and stuff like that. So there's actually like a lot of things, but when you actually get into human, you can see that the purpose of human can be a lot more than other things, than just plants, and then just, you can find a lot of purpose in human, because human is basically has more potential, say like that. For example, if a rock purpose is just, for us to make buildings or something like that, we can make the building, and then we can do other things that, like, basically it's like a lot of things that you can do as a human. And if people actually think about this, like their potential, they will think that, every time they waste their time, they will think that, like, I'm wasting so much potential. I don't want to be like very, I'm not that kind of person, like very, I'm not saying that I always use my time like wisely, I want to be useful every time, but I think like this is the correct idea, like about our existence, that we should follow. Basically, just be useful. Because, for example, say you're a person, you're a guy who just, what you do in life is just like watch the TV inside your room, eat, sleep, and then repeat, do the same thing again. I don't think you're giving yourself a use to your surrounding. So just make sure that you are not wasting your potentials, and always give like an impact to your surrounding. Always make sure that you don't waste those potential, and just try to, every second in your life, try to be useful to your surrounding. Yeah, because I just feel like humans can do like a lot more things compared to animals. For example, humans are problem solver, I think, and most animals can do it. Say you give like a maths problem to humans, they can solve it, but not animals. I don't think animals can do it. Maybe, I don't know, because like some animals actually have a bigger brains than us. Like dolphin, for example, they have like a bigger brain. Maybe they can actually solve, algebraic equation, for example. But I don't think they can do more things compared to us, because like we actually have the physical features to do more things, our hands and stuff like that. Dolphin can only live in the water. We can swim, we can be in the land. We have, like our physical features to do a lot of things. So, I think like human is probably, out of all of the creatures that I know, human is probably, the best in terms of purpose. You can solve problems, and then you can think about the future. For example, I don't think animals can think about the future. You can plan the future. For example, I'm gonna save some money so that later I can eat better. I can be a better person, save some money so that I can invest in the future, stuff like that. I don't think animals do it. For example, like if animals are hungry, they just eat it. They don't actually save up so that they can eat better, in the future. So, see the difference. Like we can plan, we can see into the future, and we can solve problems by doing that. So I think like we just have like a lot of features, like our potentials, and yeah, in all aspects, it's just a waste of potential if you don't contribute to the society. In engineering aspect, for example, you always find it like really wasteful if for example an engineering object, an object that's engineered that has a potential and it's not maximized, it's a waste. And then other aspect, economic aspect, there's also like a maximizing utility, what is it called? Yeah, utility maximization. Yeah, that thing, trying to maximize something, for the benefit of the society. Yeah, so I think, yeah, just try to be useful
With
as a human.
with the current resources that you have and the knowledge that you have and everything, your current state as a person right now, what is your potential?
Yeah, I know, like people talk about this as well. Like, Khosyi, come on, man. Like, as a university student, what can you do? Like, if I, for example, talk about like a big goal or something, can you actually do it? In at this at this stage of your life, you're just a university student. What can you do? But as I said before, we can plan. We can plan. We can think about the future. We can invest in ourselves, and actually, make a strategy so that we can actually achieve it later. And I don't think animals can do this. So, yeah. So I think it's also the effort that you give, to to actually make impact. I don't know, start with something small. I don't know, like, say, for example, wake up in the morning and then jog so that you can be healthier, and then talk to your friend, ask them whether they want anything to help, and then if you're good at something, and you can share that skills to people. And then, I don't know, like, if you have a flatmate, cook for them. Start with something, like small things, and then when you start with the small things, I think it can become your mindset to be to be always useful in your society. I think that's a good way to start. Yeah.
What would you say to the problem of, say, luck?
I think for luck itself, like luck in terms of people don't get the same opportunity.
It's not even opportunity, it's also genetics, for example. We know that genetics dictates so much of your potential. Some people are more prone to being to addiction, for example. Some people are more prone to being angry. Some people are more prone to even being lazy. What would you say to that?
What would I say to that? I think I think that's the thing as well. Like, you can at least like give an effort to change yourself. I don't know, like, for the people who are genetically enabled to contribute, for example. But I think like there's always a way, like in a certain level, that you can always contribute, even though it's, for example, if it's not bigger than, it's probably not bigger than like most of other people, like normal people. But you can always contribute in different ways. So yeah, you can still have like more potentials compared to you still have some potentials to be used to contribute. And I think, yeah, you should try your best in using that potential to contribute, I guess. Yeah, is that clear? I don't know.
What has been your greatest accomplishment?
Greatest accomplishments, I feel like developing myself. I feel like the achievements that I get in life, I didn't really feel happy from it, because what I think actually matters is that you as a person. Because, like, for example, if you already achieved your better self, and then all the great achievements will just come to you. So what actually matters is you. You know what I mean? And then my greatest achievement is like, I understand things better now compared to when I was a kid. I think that's an achievement as well, part of life, to understand life, analyze, and yeah, and be a better person, be a wiser person, I guess. Yeah. Biggest struggle. The biggest struggle is probably to change myself. I have like a certain aspects of myself to, that I hate, that I want to change, and I've been like fighting for it. Yeah, this until now I still have the struggle. I don't really want to tell you what that aspect is, but yeah, I think the struggle is always like fighting your own self. It's quite cheesy, but I think it's true.
Where are you now with the struggle?
I think there's still a long way to go. I'm still like developing myself.
Okay, to end this off, what advice would you give to anyone watching, or to future you watching, or to us? What advice will you give?
I don't know. Don't do drugs, kid. I don't know.
Stay in school.
Stay in school, don't do drugs. Probably try to be useful. I don't know. Try to be useful and care about, the actual life, not the distractions in life. Because in that way, the world, I think it will be better. Yeah, to be useful. Try to always make sure that you're contributing to your surrounding all the time. I'm saying this not that I'm, very good at contributing to the society all the time, but I'm trying to be that person, and you should also try to be that person. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.